Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy, B3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we're looking at a Marvel Legends Series 2-pack from Hasbro Toys. It is Marvel's Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum from Squadron Supreme. These could also work as Squadron Sinister figures if you wanted, probably. But yeah, to fill out their Squadron Supreme, they did like two packs and then a single Power Princess, who I think is somehow the most expensive one. You would think the Hyperion would be, but no, everyone wants the Power Princess. Very cool. I do still need her. But these guys could also work as like Squadron Sinister versions of the characters, I think, especially the Hyperion. And some of you might be like, hey B3, hey genius, the back of the box is showing. This is not the front of the box, this is the back of the box. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing, pal? Well, let me show you how this was shipped to me. Shipping label slapped on the front of the box and a little on the bottom. So, hey, thanks whoever sent this. I don't get a lot of figures on Amazon these days, but I had to get this on Amazon because the deal was too good. It was like $24 for this 2-pack. They often charge like $50 for 2-packs like these. I couldn't pass it up. It's worth that just for the Hyperion, who is really the only one I kind of wanted, to be honest. I don't really care about Dr. Spectrum. He's kind of a Green Lantern analog. Hyperion's a Superman analog. And you know, Power Princess is like Wonder Woman analog, etc., etc. But yeah, so in-package collectors beware. But I mean, if you're just gonna pop it open like me, this is fine. But hey, all your neighbors are gonna know what it is, and if they're looking for some toys, be careful, I guess. And just from the looks of it, it looks like Hyperion is definitely going to be the MVP of this already. But yeah, let's bust these two guys out of their plastic-free packaging. And here they are out of package, Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum. Yeah, so I have a lot to say about Dr. Spectrum. Not as much about Hyperion. Hyperion, they're both about what I expected, actually. Let's pull back a little and take a look at these two fellas. Clearly they can stand just fine on their own. Let's talk about Dr. Spectrum first, because let's face it, Hyperion is probably the one you're here to see. Now if you look at this guy, not a single part on him appears to be original. These are old parts. This is the Bucky cap mold. I didn't even know Hasbro still used this mold. I thought it was retired like a couple years ago. Years ago. What is up with that, huh? The paint's like a little sloppy. Like you can see those aren't clean lines on the chest and stuff. Also, the Bucky cap mold? And this head isn't new either. I do think the head works. I don't really have a problem with this head being reused. It's the same head that was on like Blizzard and the eel. I sold my Blizzard, but my eel is for sale currently in our physical store. Check it out. Links down below. Yeah, this is just a blank Bucky cap mold. And a head that's also been attached to the Bucky cap mold several times with the eel and Blizzard, etc. Wow. Well, so one leg's really loose, and a lot of the other, like the legs were really loose, and then all the other joints were like really tight. And you can see his holding hands, which can't hold anything, bow in, and it's like, oh, I just articulate him out. No, you can't, because the articulation is side to side. Okay, he has other hands that are more grabby hands, and that's what holds his accessory. So he has holding hands that can't hold anything, which is a big pet peeve of mine. When action figure companies will like release a figure, and the figure has a holding hand and no interchangeable hands and nothing to hold, I hate that. Now if they have holding hands like this, nothing to hold but interchangeable hands that you can put in their place, that's a bit different. because at least you have another option, but still it's not perfect. If you're gonna have holding hands, Give them something to hold that fits in it, right? He does have these hands, which are cool, open kind of hands, and they hold his big alien sentient gemstone. They don't hold it like well, like if you bump to the shelf, boop, that's lost. So yeah, this is not good. I did try to put this in the other hands. It does not fit. Like, it looks okay like that, but you know, the cat bumps the shelf. There it goes. It's on the floor. It's gone. Here's your fancy space crystal. I just had to literally crawl on the floor to find. It's got, you know, a range of color in it, very rainbow. Not my favorite looking accessory. You can kind of see where the top was attached. It's really, really obvious. But I mean, it's fine. I think it's really the only new part of Dr. Spectrum. And it might not even actually be new, but I haven't seen it before, so maybe it's not. It also comes with these two effect pieces, which are the same. One kind of yellow and blue, one green and pink. We've seen these effect pieces multiple times. I always liked these pieces, though. So you have like a bigger loop for bigger arms and a smaller loop for smaller arms. And they actually look really cool in these two different colors, I have to admit. They're common pieces we've seen with Mini Marvel Legends, but I think his, you know, color requirements actually do make them a bit more visually interesting. And now for the guy you're all here for, Hyperion. Yeah, one of Marvel's many Superman analogs. This is clearly Domino Mask Hyperion. The colors in his mask aren't consistent. It's really dark red on top and like a lighter red on bottom. That looks kind of like it's an artistic choice, though. Maybe it's supposed to be like a heat vision glow effect or something. I don't know. But I do really like the head sculpt, a lot of color variety in the hair and whatnot. I actually think they did a really good job with the head. You know, you got a lot of good detail on the body. Nice big plastic piece. Very clean paint on his atomic symbol there. Cool cape, kind of has a metallic-y sheen to it. And this guy has like some more updated, kind of newer articulation, which is pretty cool. And I am going to just show you articulation for both in a bit, don't worry. He does kind of have a big scuff on his titty right there, but I mean, yeah, he's pretty cool. He could use like a nice paint wash or something, but his paint is so much cleaner. It's very clear that they cared about making this guy a good figure, but didn't really care about this guy. It's very clear that he was an afterthought, you know? I mean, I don't think he's anybody's favorite. That's why there's been so many different people taking up the mantle and why he's been a villain and a hero, because I don't think anyone actually does care about him. People do care about Hyperion. I would wager there are a lot of people buying this set just to get a Hyperion with newer articulation and stuff. Accessory-wise, he's a bit simpler, you know, 2 fist hands, and then, lo and behold, 2 holding hands. I wish they were open hands. Oh, maybe it can hold the crystal? Not really. So, meh. Sorry, Crystal, you'll have to influence somebody else. Yeah, and now we can go into articulation for both. So you have a good bit of up on the heads. You can get them in a nice flying pose. Good bit of down. Yoink. Side to side. A nice little head wobble. You know I like head wobbles. Good bit of up on the arm. Down. Rotation all the way around. Bicep swivel. A lot of scuffed paint on these. Both these guys. This guy has scuffs, and then that guy's paint is just sloppy. So, interesting. Interesting. Double elbow bend, rotation on the wrist, and then these wrists are forward and back, and so are his interchangeable hands. And then when you interchange the hands on Dr. Spectrum, they do go forward and back instead of side to side. His holding hands go side to side, and his open hands go forward and back. Very odd. He has this kind of newer lightning collection articulation, I like to call it. If he didn't have this big kind of wrestling girdle, he'd probably have a waist crunch, but he does not because he has that. And I would hate for a waist crunch to cut through that. It would look really ugly, so I am okay with that. You have in and out on the legs, forward, You can do some back, but it's more of to the side almost, side and back. You can't go straight back because unlike, say, McFarlane or NECA, Hasbro has decided not to start using rubber bussy coverings yet. They have hard plastic bussies. You have a thigh swivel. Oh, a double, as in knee bend. Oh, I hadn't done that articulation yet, so it was really stiff. Boot swivel. Up and down on the feeties. Ankle pivot, pedals on the bottom of the feet. And now you have the good doctor. Let's pop this hand off and replace it with this hand so I can physically show you the articulation for all the hands. You can probably 100% guess this guy's articulation. You probably know it if you're a Marvel Legends collector and have been for years. Up and down on the head, not much of a wobble, but a little bit. Side to side, up and down, rotation, biceps swivel. I'm just going through it real quick because we know the buggy cap articulation, right? Double elbow bend, side to side on the holding hands, forward and back on, I guess, the energy casting hands. Ab crunch, waist swivel, in and out on the leg, forward, no real back. Once again, you can kick it out to the side and back a little. Not as good as Hyperion's is, but hard plastic bussy. And it's not even a fat bussy, it's a flat bussy. He also has like a cape slash flight slash stand hole in his back. Just FYI. Thigh swivel, double knee bend, boot swivel, up and down on the feet, ankle pivot, peg hole. Yeah, very Bucky Cap. And the Bucky Cap mold was good for the time. But we do expect a little more now, Hasbro. This is lazy. This is fucking lazy, Hasbro. Come on. At least Hyperion's cool. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part, size comparisons. Here, we're going to do all Marvel Legends currently, because all my other stuff's in storage. So here is the Marvel Legends Kane Scarlet Spider. This is kind of the revamped one. They're both a little bigger than him, but you know the spiders are typically, you know, thinner guys and stuff. Alright, I think that works out. Let's take Kane out of here, even though I love him. And toss in an MCU figure. And also I want to show off a lady with Ironheart from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She's kind of a deluxe figure. She works out. Like, yeah, she's a young lady, but she is in a big old suit of armor, you know? That works for me. Let's take you out of there. I need the comic Ironheart. I need to get a comic Ironheart. Because that's the Ironheart that I really like. Now, how about a movie figure that's not from the MCU? I mean, he did appear in the MCU, but I wouldn't call him an MCU character. It is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man. This is also kind of the revamped one. The single-carded version, not the 3-pack No Way Home one. This is the single-carded Amazing Spider-Man 2 one. Still pretty good. I mean, this is recent high school graduate, so his build and height all really work here. Great figure, too. Let's take him out of there. Awesome. Gotta love him. Now, how about another big deluxe figure? I don't have any Build-A-Figures on me currently because, once again, a lot of my Marvel is in storage. I'm trying to pull stuff slowly out of storage, sell a lot, decide what I'm wanting to keep. So a lot of toys are going into my store currently, both on eBay and my physical store. But here is another MCU figure. It is the Captain America Brave New World Red Hulk. Comic Red Hulk is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I knew he'd be a little tall. Oh, I'm zoomed out all the way. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he is a Hulk, after all. And even though he doesn't hold a candle to the comic version of the character, it's just nice to have any Red Hulk figure, to be honest. Pretty cool. Let's yoink ya. God, I love this Red Hulk. Like, if I just painted the nails and the eyes, it would make a great comic Red Hulk, but it doesn't really look great as a movie Red Hulk. It's in this weird in-between. And then last but not least, how about a TV show character? Yeah, this one's another spider. Sorry about that. But, admittedly, all three spider characters I've shown have had different secret identities, because this is the Japanese Spider-Man, aka the Tokusatsu Toku Spider-Man, aka Toei Spider-Man, aka Supaida-Man. Whatever you want to call him. He's really cool. But yeah, this is how he scales with them. And yeah, I mean, we got a newer sculpt and an older sculpt, and they do seem to scale well just in general with your other Hasbro Marvel Legends. At least ones from recent years, relatively. So, that's good. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Hasbro Marvel Legends Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum Squadron Supreme or Squadron Sinister 2-pack? Well, the way it was shipped to me was bad. I don't think that's on Hasbro. I don't think I got it directly from them, so that's kind of screwy. Hyperion is really cool. I don't know why he has holding hands as an option part, but I mean, I guess you could take accessories from other figures or accessory packs or something and put them with him. Dr. Spectrum exists. None of his parts appear to be new. In fact, they seem to be very old. Old articulation, sloppy paint. Every joint either really tight or really loose. I had to play with him a lot before I could really get him moving. The Dr. Spectrum, it's like, I see why this 2-pack has gone down in price so much. It's because people only want the Hyperion. Nobody wants this Dr. Spectrum. I don't think he's never really been a popular character. Yeah, he fills out the team, and to be honest, if he was a single-carded figure, he would be passed on so hard all the time. He really would be. God. But he helps fill out the team roster. Once again, don't pay like $50 for this. Christ, I wouldn't even pay $40. The 24 something I paid before tax and whatnot was kind of perfect because I was basically just paying for the Hyperion and got the Doctor here for free. Yeah, I mean, sure, Dr. Spectrum has a bunch of accessories, but there's nothing fancy about him. He can't even hold his, prism well. He's just not... He's dated. He's really dated. And his paint is sloppy. And this Hyperion is just good. It's a good Hyperion. There's nothing about this Hyperion that's like, wow, this is a really awesome Marvel Legend. He's just a good kind of standard with the quality of Marvel Legends right now. But yeah, this 2-pack is definitely worth it just for the Hyperion if you get it at a good discount. I'm glad I didn't technically pay a cent for this Doctor, because Dr. Spectrum, you are a lazy, dated figure. Hyperion, you're good, man. You're kind of average for the current quality of Marvel Legends. But the Doctor here is a huge disappointment. But when you're only getting the 2-pack for Hyperion and you get it basically half off, how much can you really complain? So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. You get all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. As in, I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.